Okay, so picture this. It's yesterday, February 8th, 2026.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 60.
Right.
You got the Seahawks and the Patriots, the game is on, and everyone's focused on the field.
Or so you'd think.
Exactly. Because this morning, nobody is talking about the final score. They're not talking about the MVP. They're talking about a 30-second commercial that ran in the third quarter.
It's the golden rule, isn't it? The game is just the backdrop for the real drama.
And this year, the drama was, well, it was not subtle.
Not at all.
And this is what we're digging into today. Not just the mess, but the mechanics behind it. We've got sources, we've got a viral Reddit thread, a full music video breakdown. We are looking at how relationships, heartbreak, how all of it gets monetized in real time.
We're looking at the business of the Fairytale and specifically the $100 million industry that's built up around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Which brings us to the headline question that's driving all of this. Taylor Swift's $100 million fake fairy tale. Is it real? Is it a merger?
Or is it something else entirely?
Yeah. But yeah, we have to start with that commercial.
The Ex-Communication commercial. Oh, yeah.
For anyone who missed it, this was an ad for the sleeper app. It has Tiffany Haddish, Ben Simmons, and Kayla Nicole.
And just for context, Kayla Nicole isn't just some random influencer. She dated Travis Kelce for 5 years, right before Taylor.
And in the ad, she's complaining about those two, and then Ben Simmons just looks right at her and delivers the line of the night.
The line that broke the internet.
He goes, "I said swiftly." Why is that so hard to remember?
Wow. I mean, as a marketing strategy, it's fascinating. A brand spends $7 million on a Super Bowl spot. You expect them to play it safe.
Right. Mass appeal.
But this was the opposite. This was like commercialized friction. They looked at the most heated, toxic online debate, Swifties versus Travis's ex, and they put money on it.
That's what jumped out at me from the analysis we read. They didn't just hire an influencer. They hired a narrative. But my question is, why would she do it? Kayla Nicole has been pretty clear. She wants to be known for her own stuff, not just as the ex.
And this is where you have to look at the backstory. You have to remember the whole Zara controversy.
Oh, right. The rumors about Travis being cheap. Remind me.
So during their relationship, this narrative started online that Travis, who was making millions, was making her split everything 50-50.
Well,
the story was she was, shopping at Zara while he was decked out in designer gear. Now, he went on the Tivit podcast. He denied it all, said it was crazy.
But the truth doesn't really matter in the court of public opinion, does it?
Not at all. Because as soon as Taylor came along, the contrast was like weaponized. You had headlines about him renting out whole restaurants for Taylor, buying her all this vintage jewelry.
Right.
And that contrast just created this huge space for resentment. So when you see Kayla in that commercial, it's not just her being bitter. She's reclaiming that financial narrative.
She's saying, if you're going to make me the villain in your fairy tale, I'm going to get paid like one.
Exactly. It's the villain tax. She's charging for her part in the story.
And the timing on this is so specific.
It's perfect. Because it's happening right as the public mood around Taylor and Travis is, well, it's starting to shift a little bit.
Which is the perfect lead-in to the second thing we're looking at today. Because while that ad was this huge, loud explosion, there's a much quieter investigation happening on Reddit.
Ah, the snark subs. Some of the best investigative work on the internet happens right there.
We're looking at this huge post. It's titled, "A Comprehensive Look at the Taylor-Travis Timeline and Why I Don't Buy the Fairy Tale."
And we should be clear, we're not saying this is gospel. We're analyzing the argument because it explains why so many people are starting to feel skeptical.
So the first point they make is just speed.
It's jarring when you lay it out. She's with Joe Alwyn for 6 years. Super private, low-key.
Right.
They break up in April 2023. Then, immediately, it's this very public, chaotic fling with Maddie Healy in May.
She's on stage saying she's never been happier.
Mouthing "I love you" to him. Then that just fizzles out in a few weeks. And by July, the Travis story starts. The argument is that the emotional whiplash is just too much to be real. It feels like a casting call.
But the part of the thread that seems to be really swaying people is what they call the overlap section.
Yeah, the social media activity.
A digital footprint.
It's hard to erase. So the timeline these fans put together shows that during July, August, and September of 2023, when Taylor and Travis were supposedly falling in love in private, his Instagram activity looked,
like a very single man.
A very single man. He was liking all these photos of influencers and models.
Specifically, they mentioned Coco Jones.
Right. Up until the day before she showed up at that Chiefs game. And the question is, if you're in that obsessive early stage of love with the most famous woman on earth, are you really scrolling Instagram liking thirst traps?
It's a fair question. The counter-argument is always, well, maybe they weren't exclusive yet.
Sure. But then you look at the third pillar of their argument, which is the business merger.
This is the cynical part.
This is the most cynical part, but it's also the part with the most data. Travis's podcast, New Heights, it was already doing well, but after Taylor, it went stratospheric.
And the merch, they point out how fast these NFL merch deals popped up, things that seemed, specifically designed for Swifties.
And the documentary, the Eras Tour doc from late 2025. Travis is all over the behind-the-scenes footage, but he wasn't there for the creation of the tour or most of its run.
So the argument is that he was edited in to cross-promote.
It feels like a corporate synergy play. We have two massive audiences. How do we merge them for maximum profit?
There's one moment from the thread I have to ask you about.
Yeah.
The scripted run-in kiss.
Oh, yeah, this is a classic. There's fan footage. It looks so romantic. Taylor runs off stage, kisses Travis. But if you see it from another angle, you can see her dad, Scott Swift, literally positioning Travis, like pointing to the exact spot he needs to stand to get the perfect camera shot.
It just kind of pulls the curtain back, doesn't it? It reminds you that this is a production.
And that's the thing. Once you see the strings, you can't unsee them. And right now, the vibe is just off. Travis is missing the Pro Bowl. There are rumors he's depressed from the pressure.
If it was a business deal, maybe the contract is getting a little heavy.
Maybe. But if you think an X in a commercial is messy, just wait until you hear about the cactus and the pet rock in Taylor's new video. We're decoding the diss track that has the internet spiraling. That's coming up.
And if you're loving this deep dive into how Hollywood really works, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope Report.
Hit that button so you don't miss the next time a celebrity decides to date a geological formation. You won't want to miss it.
Okay, so we have the X monetizing the past, the fans deconstructing the present, and now we have Taylor Swift herself addressing the narrative.
And she's doing it, as she always does, through her art, or, her product.
This brings us to the Opalite music video.
This just dropped. And if that Super Bowl ad was a slap, this video is a sledgehammer.
Let's break down the symbolism because it is dense. The song's called Opalite, and the key lyric is, "Sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite."
Okay, so context is everything here. Opal is Travis's birthstone.
Right.
But opalite is not a real stone. It's man-made glass that's designed to look like opal.
That feels like a very, very specific choice of words.
But it is, and it has split the entire audience right down the middle. One side is screaming she's admitting it, it's man-made, the happiness is synthetic.
And the other side?
The other side says she's redefining what real even means. That after all these natural relationships failed her, she decided to build the happiness she wanted. Man-made doesn't have to mean fake. It can mean intentional.
That is a very charitable reading.
It is.
Because the visuals in the video, they do not feel charitable. They feel aggressive.
They're brutal, and she directed it herself, so every single frame is intentional. The video is set in the 90s, and Taylor is in a relationship with a literal pet rock.
A rock.
A heavy, gray, silent rock. The internet immediately decided this is Joe Alwyn. The whole criticism of him was that he was too private, too boring, he wouldn't let her bejeweled. So in the video, she's dragging this heavy, silent rock to parties.
And then there's the other couple.
Domhnall Gleeson, who's playing the Travis character, is dating a cactus.
A cactus? I wonder who that's supposed to be.
It's not subtle at all. A cactus is prickly, it hurts you if you get too close. It's a visual metaphor for Kayla Nicole, or at least the story Taylor wants to tell about her.
And the climax of the video.
Taylor and Domhnall find this bottle of Opalite potion, this synthetic happiness. They spray it on themselves and just run away together, leaving the rock and the cactus behind.
And the final title card?
Garbage is still garbage.
Wow, I mean, that is scorched earth.
It is, and it connects right back to the Super Bowl ad. You asked why Kayla would do it. Well, if the biggest pop star on the planet is painting you as a prickly cactus in a video breaking streaming records, you might as well get that sleeper app money and clap back.
It feels like a war of narratives. But what's interesting is the power dynamic. Taylor Swift punching down at an influencer X. It feels risky.
It's a huge risk. There's a bit of fatigue setting in with the Taylor always wins story. When you get your fan base to flood a woman's Instagram with cactus emojis, which is happening right now, it starts to look less like empowerment and more like bullying.
And it raises the question, is this fairy tale behavior? Fairy tales have a pure heroine. This feels more like a tycoon protecting an asset.
Which brings us all the way back to that Reddit theory. If the relationship is a merger, then Opalite is its press release. It's a defense of the brand. She's saying, yeah, maybe this happiness is manufactured, but it's better than the rock and the cactus.
So where does this leave us? You've got a $1 million engagement ring, a $7 million ad, a music video that's making millions in streams.
It leaves us with the idea that in 2026, truth is just less valuable than engagement. Whether it's real love or a PR contract is, at this point, almost irrelevant. Everyone is cashing in.
Sleeper gets downloads, Kayla gets a check, the NFL gets viewers, Taylor breaks records.
And Travis gets to be the prince, even if he's reportedly struggling under the weight of it all. It's like the Truman Show, but everyone on the set knows it's fake, and they're all selling ad space on the walls.
It makes you really question what we consume as celebrity romance. You want to believe in it, but when you look at the data, the timelines, the ad buys, it looks a lot more like a boardroom strategy.
And that's the thought I'm left with. If Opalite is true, that happiness is something you make, not something you find, then maybe the fake fairy tale isn't a scam. Maybe it's just the modern version of an arranged marriage arranged by publicists instead of royalty.
A synthetic diamond is still a diamond, right?
Physically, yes, but it doesn't hold the same value. And I think that's what the fans on Reddit are worried about. What happens when the contract is up?
Whether it's a $100 million fake fairy tale or true love in the time of branding, one thing is clear. Everyone is cashing in.
And I'm just here waiting for the cactus to drop a response track. Stay tuned.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.